In today's video, I'm showing 5 easy and fun heat transfer vinyl projects you can make with your Cricut this summer. Tech Wrap Craft sent over some of their heat transfer vinyl to try out for this video. I have their Pro PU HTV and some other fun, unique ones. It's called Pro PU because it's made from high quality polyurethane, so it's really durable and flexible. So it has a really great stretch, which I always look for HTV. These are some fun summery colors. Tech Wrap Craft gave me a code that you can use. It's for 15% off the entire store. The code is Kayla15, and I'll have a link in my description box for it. The sale runs from today, June 18th, through June 21st. Let's get into the projects. For my first project, I found this strawberry tote bag at the Target Bullseye section. I thought it was so cute. It even has like little sections or dividers on the inside, which is really nice. I feel like tote bags are big, so you lose things easily. So the bag is cute and more functional. This bag would be so cute to bring to a farmer's market. I also have been looking for a tote to bring to the library to put books in. It'd be great for teachers. So many fun uses. I'm in Creative Fabrica and I found this strawberry SVG bundle. I thought it was really cute, so I've already downloaded that onto my computer. I'm in Cricut Design Space and I've already uploaded the SVG that I want. I'll just pull it in. I love this entire design, but since the tote bag has a lot of strawberries on it, I'm actually just gonna have the wording. What I'm gonna do is hit ungroup. It has a ton of layers, but I'm just gonna try to do this as quickly as I can and just scroll over some of these to delete them. That selects the S, so just gonna try this. Okay, I'm gonna try just grabbing the wording. Since it keeps selecting that S, to make this go faster, I am going to select all the wording. I'll hit Shift on my keyboard and just start selecting that. You can see in the layers panel, there's still a couple others that need selected. I'll hit attach. Then I'm gonna move this to the side, and now I can easily just drag over this whole thing to delete it. That is a lot faster. I take a measuring tape to figure out my sizing. I want the wording to be somewhat large on the bag so it shows up well. For this bag, I'm measuring by the width because it has to fit within the bag, and I'll let it automatically adjust for the height. I'll go up to size, then I'm gonna change it to 8 inches. It makes it 6.46 for the height. This is going to be the pink HTV, but since I'm just doing one color, I don't need to change the color in Cricut Design Space, so I'm just going to leave it. For my cut setting, I'm going to select Everyday Iron-On. It will automatically mirror my design. I'm using the baby pink color. I think it'll match really well with the red strawberries. I place this carrier or glossy side down, and if you've watched my channel, I like to throw the whole roll on. I find it a lot easier. I actually have a strawberry plant for the first time this year, and it's not growing any strawberries yet. I've heard sometimes the first year it's a little slow, but it comes back the next year, so I'm hoping I'll get a lot next year. This HTV weeds so smoothly and easily. I did struggle to see the cut lines a little bit, so that's why I love my LED weeder. That helps so much. You can use a light pad too, but you have to plug that in. It's kind of bulky. I really like that the carrier sheet has grid lines. I'm not sure if I've seen that before with heat transfer vinyl, but that's really helpful with lining up your designs. I'm using my Cricut Easy Press. The heat guide says to set it to 340 for 30 seconds. If you're using a standard heat press, you'll most likely need a pressing pillow. Both edges lift up quite a bit, so it'd be hard to have it be completely flat. This is why I chose the Easy Press. It fits nicely right in the center. I really should buy some pressing pillows, but typically I'll just grab my Easy Press if I need to. I preheat this for a little longer than I typically do. The bag's pretty thick, so I was trying to get all that moisture out and remove any wrinkles. I line this up on the tote, then I place a Teflon sheet on top to protect the vinyl and the tote bag. You want to use firm pressure when you're pressing onto this tote bag. When using this heat transfer vinyl, I found that you're going to want to let it cool down all the way. If you try to peel it when it's still warm, it is not going to adhere and it's going to be frustrating. I took it off the heat mat because that just holds that heat in there, and I really did wait for it to completely cool down. When I was peeling the carrier sheet, it kind of felt like it was going to lift up, but then it didn't, and it was fine. Here's how the tote bag turned out. For my next project, I found this adorable strawberry bag. It was at the Target Bullseye section too. They also had a blueberry one. I'm personalizing it with my daughter's name. I'm measuring the height because it can only be so tall. I'm back in Creative Fabrica and I found this really fun font. I'm going to use it for the strawberry bag. In Cricut Design Space, I already have it pulled up. It's actually under Sweet One. I was searching strawberry and couldn't find it. And I'll just type my daughter's name in. Then for the size, I'm going to make it 0.75 for the height, which makes it right about 2 inches for the width. Then I'll select Everyday Iron-On. I'm using the same color and some scrap vinyl from the first cut. These bags are really fun for kids. My 8-year-old loves any type of bag, and she'll put clips, bows, hair ties. We went garage selling the other day, so she wanted something for her money. It's just a fun little bag to carry around this summer. I'm using my Easy Press Mini. This just works really well for these type of projects. This wasn't sticking too well, so I decided to grab some heat transfer tape. I rolled up a towel so I had something to press into. I don't have a specific time that I press this for. I basically just run it over it until it looks good. I don't like to use a Teflon sheet for this because I like to kind of keep an eye on the vinyl as I'm pressing it. I thought about adding something to the top. Even some strawberries would be really cute. I didn't do it for the video, but what would you guys do with this? For this HTV, I felt like I had to press it longer than others. So if you press it and the HTV is not adhering, just give it a good press again. You don't want to do it for too long because then it could kind of melt and wrinkle the vinyl. So that's why I recommend keeping an eye on it as you're pressing it. I let it completely cool down again. Then I was able to peel off that carrier sheet. This bag is just so adorable. Here's how it turned out. Let me know if you'd pick this up or how you'd use this with the Cricut. Next, I'm adding HTV to a hat. I feel like this is such an underrated project with the Cricut. I found this at Target. It's the color cream and it was $15. You can find hat blanks cheaper at Hobby Lobby or Walmart, but I was already at Target and really liked this color. I'm going to use the reflective rainbow HTV. This is really cool and unique, so I'm excited to try this out. I'm back in Cricut Design Space and I'm going to upload an SVG that I found on Creative Fabrica. I don't want this whole thing, I just want the fresh cut flowers. So I'm going to hit ungroup, then I'm going to delete the pieces that I don't want. Now I'm going to hover over the whole thing. I'll attach it together. For my sizing, I'm going to do 4 inches for the width. For a hat, you don't want to go over 4.25 inches. That's what Cricut recommends. And I think 4 inches will be a good size. That'll make it about 1.5 inches for the height. I could select holographic iron-on, but I'm gonna give everyday iron-on a try. What have you guys been up to this summer? We have been crazy busy. I have a 12, 8, and 4-year-old, and it's busier than the school year. It has been a lot of fun things. We saw the Savannah Bananas. My kids did vacation Bible school for a week. My son, who's going into middle school, he tried summer school for a week and didn't finish the last 2 weeks. We also have a couple little trips coming up and some family coming in town 2 different times in July. It doesn't seem like it's going to be slowing down, but definitely thankful for it all. It's hard to see on camera, but that reflective rainbow looks so cool in the black. I'm using the Cricut hat press for this. You can use the Easy Press Mini if you don't have this, but I find the hat press to make it so easy. I loosen the hat first, then I place the pressing form inside. That little fold by the bill of the hat, I pull that up also. It gives it a nice even surface to press into. I turn on my hat press and this connects to the iPad using Bluetooth. You put your settings in and this will tell you exactly what to do. First, it's telling me to preheat my hat. It also automatically sets the heat press setting, so I don't have to do that at all. You want to add tape to this as well so it doesn't shift around on the hat. You do want to make sure it's at least 1/4 inch up from the bottom. Then I can start pressing, and this is just a constant motion pressing over it. Once it's done and cooled down, I can remove the carrier sheet. I just love how this hat looks, and look how beautiful the rainbow effect is through that HTV. I'm growing a cut garden this year, so how fun to wear this hat while I'm outside. My next project, I'm adding heat transfer vinyl to a beach towel. Out of all my years doing Cricut, I have never done this, so I'm excited. At my grandma's house when I was a kid, all the cousins had their own pattern beach towel, but how fun is that to personalize them? I'm going to use this pretty holographic rainbow HTV. I decided the easiest way to figure out where to put the name is to fold the towel how I just typically fold towels. Then I just measured the width of that. I'm using the same font as earlier because I really liked it for these summer projects. I went with 7 inches for the width. I probably should have used holographic iron-on setting for this. I think it would have weeded a little better. It was still weeding smoothly, it just needed to be cut through a little bit more. Look how gorgeous this is, especially for summer projects. I like their gold for more Christmas projects. I'm using the Easy Press Mini again since I had that out. I set it to 315 at 30 since this is 100% cotton. I preheat the towel, then line up the name. I ended up adding tape for this too to secure it a little more. I'm going to be unfolding the towel once I have this placed. It might be a little easier to press it, or maybe I could have just left it folded. I'm using a Teflon sheet for this as well, and I make sure to do firm pressure. I let this one cool down also. I removed the carrier sheet. It felt like as I was lifting that up, some pieces felt like it wasn't adhered as well. So I decided to heat it for 5 more seconds. Towels are very textured, so you're going to be able to see that through the heat transfer vinyl, which is actually what you want because it means it adhered really well. I think this looks so pretty, but this type of holographic vinyl, it's gonna show up more than if you're using like glitter HTV, but I'm really happy with this. What a fun summer project. For my last project, I'm adding ocean teal and sunflower yellow to a t-shirt. To figure out my sizing, I'm grabbing my t-shirt guide. I have a bundle of cheat sheets in my Etsy store if you want to check that out. It's things that I reference all the time, even as a seasoned Cricut crafter. I'm in Cricut Design Space. Here's the SVG I'm using, but I'll show you how I put this together. This is also from Creative Fabrica. I get most of my SVGs from there. I'm just gonna make this quite a bit smaller. I'm only using 2 colors for this, so I want to make this pink that same orange. To do that, I'm just going to hit ungroup, and I am going to switch it to the orange color. I also need to attach the 2 orange colors together. So I selected my layers panel, hit shift on my keyboard and select the other one, then click attach. So you can see that these are both attached here. I'm going to highlight over both of these so that they'll be sized together, and I'm doing 9 inches for the width. I'll click make and it'll pull this onto 2 different mats. It'll cut out the yellow first. I really wanted to make a tank top for this project, especially a razorback one, but I did not have time to go to the store, so I'm using a t-shirt that I had on hand. These colors are so pretty. Usually I'm not much of a yellow person, but I love the sunflower yellow this summer. I'll be using my Easy Press Mini again. I preheat this, then I'm going to be layering the vinyl. I'm starting with the yellow because it's the biggest design. It's as wide and tall as the design's going to be, so it makes it easier to line it up. When I layer HTV, I will only press for half the time, which is 15 seconds for the first press. There was parts that didn't fully adhere, so I wasn't able to remove the carrier sheet. So with this type of HTV, I would recommend pressing for that full 30 seconds. So I pressed in areas that needed it a little bit more. Once it cooled down, I was able to remove the carrier sheet. Then I line up the other HTV. I press this for the full 30 seconds. Then I can remove the carrier sheet once it's cooled down. This HTV is so beautiful and fun to work with. I'll have my coupon code in my description box. Let me know which project was your favorite and what are you making this summer. Also, I would love it if you subscribed if you're new to my channel, and I'll see you in my next one.